Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled along the dusty road, there was a man on his way from Jerusalem to Jericho. This road, winding through rocky hills and treacherous paths, was notorious for being dangerous, full of thieves and bandits who preyed on unsuspecting travelers. As the man walked along, he suddenly found himself set upon by a group of ruthless bandits. They beat him mercilessly, stripped him of his clothes, and left him lying half dead on the side of the road. His body bruised and bloodied, the man struggled to hold on to life. As luck would have it, not long after the attack, a priest came walking down the same road. He was a man of high standing, dressed in fine robes, his steps light and assured as he approached. However, when he saw the wounded man lying there, something strange happened. The priest paused, his gaze flicking to the battered figure. But then, perhaps troubled by the sight, or perhaps in a hurry, he walked to the other side of the road and passed by without so much as a word. Not long after, a Levite, a temple assistant, came down the road. He too, a man of faith and tradition, saw the injured man lying in the dirt. But just like the priest, the Levite looked away and crossed to the other side, avoiding any contact with the suffering traveler. The poor man lay there, his hopes of help fading with each passing moment, when suddenly a third figure appeared in the distance. This man was a Samaritan, someone from a neighboring region, traditionally considered an enemy by the Jews. Samaritans and Jews had a long history of animosity, and no one would have expected a Samaritan to show kindness to a Jew. Yet, when this Samaritan saw the man in distress, his heart went out to him. Without hesitation, the Samaritan rushed to the wounded man's side. He knelt down, checked for signs of life, and then gently began to tend to the man's wounds. Using his own oil and wine to clean and soothe the injuries, he carefully bandaged him, showing the man a kindness that was foreign to the others. The Samaritan then lifted the injured man onto his own donkey, leading him along the road to an inn. When they arrived, the Samaritan paid the innkeeper enough money to cover the man's care, and he promised to return to check on him and cover any additional costs if needed. With that, he left the injured man in capable hands, trusting that the innkeeper would take good care of him. In the end, the injured man was cared for, healed, and eventually made a full recovery, all thanks to the compassion and selflessness of a stranger, someone whom society had taught him to mistrust. This story, which was shared by a wise teacher, was meant to teach a simple yet powerful lesson, that kindness and mercy should know no boundaries. True love for one's neighbor transcends race, religion, and past grievances. It is not always the ones who we expect to help us who will do so, but those who are willing to act out of pure compassion, even at great personal cost. The teacher then asked, "Which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The answer was clear: the one who showed mercy. "Go and do likewise," the teacher said, urging all to live by the simple but profound lesson of the Good Samaritan.